Hi and welcome to another edition of JoyNews Interactive with me, Ms. G. Today we have a lot on our plate, so let's settle down and let's get this started. Join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter as JoyNews on TV. We are live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 144. The show is also live from digital address GA0992539 in Kokomlemle here in Accra. Now, let's start with a raging issue. Social media is buzzing with comments on why government wants to relocate judges so a national cathedral can be put up. Our checks reveal at least 9 judges whose names are located on the vast land government plans to build a national cathedral on have been served notice to vacate immediately. So we understand government has rented alternative expensive bungalows for the judges to relocate temporarily while it begins construction of over 20 new bungalows on different land in replacement for what is going to destroy to make way for the cathedral. The affected buildings, about 10 in number, were recently built by the Judicial Service of Ghana to house appeal court judges. You've been reacting to this on social media. Let's see what you've been saying to us here. And first, let's start with Prince, who says, lands finished for GH or what? Why do we have to do demolition before building a cathedral? Just waste of resources, he says. And Ruben says, we are confused and can't determine our priorities as a country. What's wrong with our upbringing? The schools we went to, our heads, and the common sense taught us by our parents. You're asking Ruben, and who else is posting the comments? Let's see. And Ofori says no school buildings for free senior high school, and his and okay, he's saying the cathedral. Ghana pa, this MPP government is losing focus. Who is misleading the president? He's asking. And Abubakar says, what's wrong with our leaders? Millions of Ghanaians still lack basic social amenities, and they are wasting this huge amount on the projects that will not benefit us in any way. I wonder if our leaders really studied Maslow's hierarchy of needs back at their senior high school. And let's see some more comments from you on our social media platform. Raf says, wow, unbelievable. African leaders never act intelligently. So who is funding this taxpayer loan? Okay, so who is funding this taxpayer loan or grant? Of what value is it to the ordinary Ghanaian? Remember your promises, Mr. President. And Samuel says, Africa is a mess continent, shaking my head. A case of misplaced priority, says Abdul. And Daniel Dazi says, what's wrong with this president? Is that another bold step to mess up the country? What a change, he's saying. Bar for Bar says, what am I hearing? I can't believe my ears. Cathedral for who? Akufupa. Kindly revise your decision. And some messages coming from people who are not excited about the decision. And Nyantechi II says, this one, dear, I side with you. It doesn't make sense. He shouldn't allow himself to be misled again. And the president thinks that the cathedral will save him in 2020. We, the unemployed graduates, will show him the exit in 2020. And somebody comes to reply, that's Prince, says, we go come out from power like something in 2020. So a lot of people reacting to that story. More comments from you. And Ibrahim Mubarak says, Ghana has attained a surplus budget. So after fixing our health and educational system, we have money to spare. Are we going back, or we don't have issues anymore? And Adadi says, sometimes I don't know how our leaders think or feel. So we have taken into consideration the cost involved. So have we taken into consideration the cost involved in pulling down a building that's in good shape, like the bungalows in question? The second thing is why that particular area. Accra is already choked and disorganized. It puts in brackets, in fact, poorly planned. So why not Pram in Suwam or somewhere more spacious for a national cathedral? And Yeboah Solomon says, so ridiculous and lost priority. What at all or difference is this cathedral bringing into the vulnerable Ghanaian life? And when people struggling with animals for water, or people are struggling with animals for water, you intend to say. And when people don't have any meaningful employment, you are asking of what use is a cathedral to us. Let's see if we have some more comments from you on this issue before we go to the next issue. Okay, so I'm told we need to go to the next issue. So now we are going to talk about sports. With the issue surrounding analysis number 12, government will today file a motion at the Accra High Court seeking to officially withdraw its liquidation petition against the Ghana Football Association. This is a part of the agreement with FIFA. What do you make of this new twist to the story? I remember last week we were talking about how we have been given some ultimatum, and now this is the latest. And Philip says the government has made up its mind already. Nothing we say here will ever change anything. We fear a football federation more than our own constitution. I shock Seth. And that's from Philip. And Simon says, unfortunate and unsatisfactory. I wish GFA were dissolved immediately without delay, following the analysis explosive expose you were saying. And Jeremiah Bayan says, whether the liquidation petition is withdrawn or not, we want our GFA should be to be fit again to give us confidence and trust in the game of football. Whatever decision they will take should be in the interest of the football fans, because we are the biggest stakeholders in the game. We expect nothing but the best from our government and FIFA. I wish them well, he says. And Anayao Amwako says, it is the prosecution of Kwesi Nyantakyi that matters. Ghanaians are watching. Arnold Charles says, what a government. Nothing seems to work. And some more from you. Ken Abu says, what happened to the loudmouth at Ghana will not bow to FIFA? Okay, so you're asking, low-level country just bragging. So he's making mockery of that statement. And so government is afraid of FIFA. Simon is asking, who else is posting? And he says, shame on the government. This was purported to save Ghana some faces from shame and embarrassment. And do we have a choice, says Fonka. Goodness says, but when are they going to file a motion to move Nanado from Nyantakyi's pocket? We need an update on that too, so that we form a committee, as it were, to rename the removal ceremony. And that's from you. Percy says, only... okay, so I skipped that one. And the government has made... Okay, we've read this one already. Let's see who else. Okay, so at this point, we move on. But you need to mind your language. Whatever you write should be, friendly, not insult. You can share your opinion without insulting. That's why we'll skip your message if we find it insulting. Now, let's stay with sports, but boxing this time. And Isaac Dogbe's first WBO Super Bantamweight title defense was on course as to stop Japanese veteran Otake in the first round. Otake went down twice before the contest. Okay, Otake, I hear it's called, went down twice before the contest was waved off in the first round. Otake had never been stopped in his career, so this became a big deal. So let's watch this.
Dogbe, the young, ferocious champion who burst on the scene. Big left hook comes raining in. Oh, and another one. Otake trying to secure himself. Look at this barrage from the champ. It is over. That is it. A first-round TKO title defense for Isaac Dogbe. Well, we told you there would be fireworks from here in Glendale, Arizona, and the champ wasted no time.
See the right hand right there of Otake. Dogbe recognizing that, coming around, leading with the left hook. Beautiful shot by Dogbe, and down goes Otake. There it is again. He sees it, bringing that right hand forward. That's not what you're supposed to do when you're fighting against a guy that's directly in front of you, that has punching power like Dogbe. Leave your hands out, and this is the end of the fight here. Down to the body, the head. He smelled blood, and he went for it. Great job by Dogbo.
And this is how Dogbe finishes him. The last uppercut that came in.
Ladies and gentlemen, an accumulation of blows forces referee Chris Flores to step in and call a halt to the action with an official time of 2 minutes, 18 seconds of the opening stanza, declaring the winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, still the WBO Junior Featherweight Champion of the world, Royal Storm, Isaac.
And those were excerpts from that bout, and the phrase Nehu, Ehu have been trending since. But let's read your comments on Twitter. And we came to a beautiful city of Arizona and delivered. Hashtag Nehu, and that's Isaac Dogbe's page on Twitter. That's what he posted, and a lot of Ghanaians are excited about this victory. And so again, he says, we thank God for a great victory, and hashtag and still hashtag Nehu. Hashtag Isaac Dogbe and the rest. And Kojo Upon Nkrumah says, congratulations, Isaac Dogbe, a young man with the heart of a lion, showcasing that young Ghanaian talents, when focused, can conquer the world. Hashtag let's keep winning. And who else has been tweeting? And I congratulate Isaac Dogbe for defending the WBO Super Bantamweight title against Otake of Japan, with a technical knockout in round 1. Royal Storm, you're great at your sport, and Ghana will continue to be proud of you. This is purported to be from the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. And who else is there? Says, what's up with the WBO Super Bantamweight Champion of the world? Every punch Dogbe threw last night hurt Otake. No wonder it didn't last. Expertly done. Coverage, okay, Ketsi, okay. That's from Michael Otieje, who is a sports journalist. And who else is tweeting? Let's see this one. Isaac Dogbe knocked him out in the first round. And champ, he says, and that's from Champagne Pop, is that it? Who else? Let's see some more tweets from you about this bout. Kafui Day says, Isaac Dogbe, now that's a real African hero. That's how he simply puts it on Twitter. And Isaac Dogbe, or Dogbe, technical knockout round 1. He's a Ghana god walking amongst human, and that's from Fight Ghost. And Dogbe Pa, you make we enjoy the match. If this is what you have planned to do with your bout, then we'll always sleep and ask for the result the next morning. Dogbe is champion. Kudos, he says. And some more comments from you. When he loses, Isaac Dogbe of Ghana, but when he wins, Isaac Dogbe suddenly becomes British. Anyway, are you guys okay? I'm not sure I want to read the other thing that he wrote, but at this point, we'll take a break. When we are back, we have some more here on JoyNews Interactive. Please stay. Welcome back to JoyNews Interactive. And before we go, let's talk about adventure. So basically, people would want to travel either to see greener pastures or to further their studies. But there are many others who have other reasons they want to travel. So we are asking, aside seeking greener pastures and going to further your education, what else will make you travel outside of Ghana? Let's hear you on social media. And Emmanuel Akwe says to run away from the Delta and other forces under this regime. And Ajua says holidays, yeah, just to relax and to learn other culture. And who else is commenting on this? Because Ghana is no longer Ghana. So what has Ghana become now? And that's from Samed Osman. And Eresi says sightseeing. That's why she travel beyond the shores of Ghana. And Daniel Kwesi says, for me, just the weather. And Richard Windsor says, to have peace of mind. Come on, we have peace here. Adventure and find out how their leaders make decisions because our African leaders no comments. I prefer it that way. That's from Monchi. And Daniel Chimester says, for business, investors and tourism, that's why he will go beyond the shores. And Kobe says, you only need to leave the shores of this nation to see how far apart we are from the real world. And Kwesi Ajin says, Ghana is too corrupt. Almost every institution is corrupt and our laws don't work. Hence, he will travel outside the country for medical or surgical care, tourism, football game, and others, says Ebenezer. Yeboah Solomon says, for good governance, bless Success Junior to search for true love. Our ladies nowadays can spend more than we can earn, yet still they don't love us. Who tells you that elsewhere you find people who do not spend more than you can earn? Anyway, Franca says to visit Israel to see what I have been reading about in the Bible. And I'll say, Darko says adventures, we talked about that, and to be delivered from mental slavery. Philip says so. And we've read these already, and so I'm sure that others have very great reasons why they want to leave the shores of Ghana. But for tourism, for adventure, and just to know about other people and what they, their culture says is the reason I may want to travel beyond the shores of Ghana. But Ghana is still home. Every time I go, I'll come back. And that's how I wrap up on JoyNews Interactive today. Have a great day. There's more news on this channel. I'll be back later in the evening on JoyNews Prime with showbiz for you. There's a lot happening in showbiz. You need to hear about that xylophone concert in Nigeria and many more. Join me later in the evening. My name is Ms. G. Have a great day. Thanks to the producers.